Hi, this is Becky at Westwood Hills Nature Center. Welcome to another Westwood Wednesday. Today we're out looking for tracks. When you look for tracks, you look for patterns and footprints in the snow and try to figure out what was happening when you weren't around. Here we have a fairly common pattern of tracks that we'll see at the Nature Center. It's what we call a walking pattern. The tracks are in a line, a little bit of a zigzag line. So these tracks, looking a little closer, we can see that they're fairly deep into the snow, which tells me it's a bigger animal. And if we go in a little closer on this track here, you can see kind of two pointed toe prints. This is caused by the hoof of this animal. Do you have a guess of what it is? If you're thinking deer, you are right. These tracks are from the white-tailed deer. Here's a distinctive track and very different from the other tracks we've seen. It's on a well-worn path. This one has 3 long toes. So this is a bird that spends a lot of time walking on the ground. This is a really good sized track. If I curled up my hand into the fist, my fist would fit over top of this track. That would be about the size of this track. So, what do you think? Wild turkey. And if we get a little bit broader view, you can see it's a walking pattern. Here are some more tracks, and if you notice, these ones are kind of all grouped together, and then a little bit of distance in another group, and a little bit of distance in another group. This pattern we call a hopper. And this one has some pretty big feet in this track. And it's hard to see. Those are the back feet that you're looking at, those big tracks. And there's 2 other little front feet, but by the shape of this track, that's a little bit more of a triangle, we can tell that this is made by a rabbit. Here's some hopping tracks again. These ones are a little smaller than the first ones we found, and instead of being shaped like a triangle, they're more in a square shape. And these ones are often found near trees. So if we look a little closer at that square track, you can see the 4 little footprints. 2 bigger ones are the back feet, 2 smaller ones are the front feet. And putting all these clues together of a square track that's a hopper by a tree, we can figure out that this is a squirrel track. Here we have another group of hopper tracks. These are really small tracks though. Each of these groups of tracks are just a little bit bigger than probably the size of a quarter. And if you look closely, these are connected by a little line. The line between these tracks is made by this animal's tail. So think small animal, long skinny tail. And if you're thinking mouse, you are right. This is a mouse track. Thanks for joining me for this week's Westwood Wednesday and learning a little bit about tracks. Now I hope you get a chance to get outside and find some tracks on your own.